Audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. Want to win in life's challenges? To know the will of God and have more passion for Him? Practical help right now with Tak Bhana and Running with Fire.
Thanks for joining me, and I concluded yesterday by saying every setback in your life, God can make into a setup for Him to do something amazing in your life. The cross, Jesus hanging there, looked like a huge setback, but actually it was a setup for God through Jesus to defeat the devil, win salvation for all mankind. If we really believe that Jesus is who He says He is, that the resurrection is true, and that everything in the Bible is true, then we don't have to worry so much, because in the end, when we look back at whatever struggles we face, as we've responded right to God, we will see that God was with us, and He was working some incredible good. Look, I know of numbers of people right now facing incredibly harsh and difficult times. They look like setbacks. But in the midst of it, I'm watching God work amazing good in their lives. The setback is truly a setup. So with that understanding, we can face anything because we know that God, that all the evil and the bad things in our lives will be solid up in victory. The cross was a setup to work salvation, to defeat the devil, and to conquer death. Another truth about the resurrection is that with God, too late is actually never too late. With God, it's over is actually not over. The fact that Jesus rose again from the dead means that dead things can come back to life. So when it looks like it's over, it's actually with God, it's not. Have you ever noticed when tragedy strikes, like disasters, floods, great loss, why do people clean up, rebuild, fight on? I'll tell you why. God has put in the human spirit the truth that too late is not too late. That when it looks over, it's actually not over. There's a resurrection spirit within us that says somehow, some way, somewhere, we can rise again. We can live again. We can smile again. We can laugh again. That there can be a resurrection. Romans 4:17, love this verse. Who gives life to the dead and calls those things which do not exist as though they did. With God, that which is dead in your life can be raised to life again. You say, oh, surely that's impossible. We serve the God of the impossible. Luke 18:27, things which are impossible with men are possible with God. So, call those things which do not exist as though they did. What things do you right now need to call forth as though they already exist? Look, I do this a lot. I was doing it this morning. Prayer answers that I'm looking for. I call those things that are not as though they are. I call things that are not healed as though they are healed. So what do you need to call as though it is that right now isn't? That you're healed. By His stripes, I'm healed of this, whatever infirmity is. Why don't you declare your breakthrough? Call that which is not. You haven't yet got your breakthrough? Hey, begin to declare it as though it has already happened. You know that all your children will be saved or will come back to God. Call it into being. Call those things that are not as though they were. That your marriage is healed. A lot of people need that one right now. Hey, call it into being. Romans 4:17, who gives life to the dead and calls those things which do not exist as though they did. It's a statement of faith, isn't it? Maybe that you're free of your addiction, that you've got your permanent residency, the right job, the right home, whatever it might be. Come on, call it forth, call it into being. You know, as you declare it out, it builds faith in your heart because faith comes by hearing, and hearing, you hear your own voice. As I said, I do this a lot. This is all similar, actually. If I give you a scripture for this, another scripture, Mark 11:24. Therefore I say to you, whatever things you ask when you pray, believe that you receive them and you will have them. In other words, you pray for something. I do this a lot. I pray. I was praying this morning. Then I say, Lord, I believe that which I've prayed for, I now have the answer. When I pray like that, it just increases my faith and I believe releases a lot more miracles. Call those things that are not as though they were.
Tak Bhana is the Senior Pastor of Church Unlimited in Auckland, New Zealand. For more information, to make contact or to listen again, look for Running with Fire at our website, vision.org.au. Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.